didn't come this far to only come this far. I hear some people saying things like, when I make it, when I get to the top. I'll keep working hard until I get to the top, until I reach my goal. Let me tell you something. There's no end. Winners never stop. If you reach your goal, set a bigger goal. If you get to the top of the mountain, find a bigger mountain. It's the journey, the continued pursuit of growth, the constant seeking of improvement, the challenge. That's what makes life great. That's what makes a fulfilled life. I didn't come this far to only come this far. When I get this goal, I'll seek more. Not more things, more growth. Constantly pushing myself to be better. I didn't come this far to only come this far. I came this far so I could be strong enough to go further. So I'll be good enough to push myself harder. I'm only getting started. This is just the beginning. I'm proud of my achievements, but that doesn't mean I'll settle for them. Proud, but never satisfied. Proud, but forever hungry. Proud and always ready. Proud, but pushing. Pushing for more. Pushing for great. A true winner doesn't seek only the title. A true winner seeks growth. A true winner seeks greatness. It's the journey. It's the challenge. Don't tell me it's over. I'm just getting warmed up. If the journey wasn't challenging, the destination wouldn't be rewarding. It's the challenge that makes the greatness. You can't have a champion athlete without great competitors pushing them all the way. You can't have the greatest of all time without champions pushing them all the way. It's the journey, the process that makes the greatness. If you reach your goal, set a bigger goal. If you get to the top of the mountain, find a bigger mountain.
Welcome to today's weekly advisor webinar. And if you're looking for inspiration or motivation to grow your financial advisor practice to the next level, you are in the right place, because today we're going to be talking about a recap on the Simplicity Advisor top of the table 1% of advisors in Las Vegas last week at the Venetian Hotel, talking about what are the most in common habits that seven-figure, six-figure, seven-figure advisors have, and what are the secrets that they use to build their business from six-figure to seven-figure. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we're super excited to kind of give you a sneak peek at what we're going to be presenting in our mastermind forum on Friday. But today we're going to go back to the basics, and we're going to talk about the consistent themes that existed 4 years ago and seem to be consistent every single year since I've been attending these conferences. And it is those daily, basic, inspirational, motivational habits that help people take their business absolutely to the next level. And I'm going to start off today's webinar just the way they started off the conference. So join us for this inspirational video. There we go.
Kobe taught me a pivotal and for me a life-changing lesson that morning, and that's just because something is basic, it doesn't mean that it's easy. In 2007, Nike flew me out to Los Angeles to work the first ever Kobe Bryant Skills Academy. So Nike decided they were going to take the best high school and college players from around the country, and they were going to run a 3-day mini camp with the best player in the world. And for anyone that's listening that does follow basketball, you have to appreciate in 2007, Kobe was that dude. I had always heard this urban legend of how insanely intense Kobe's individual workouts were. Well, I figured now that I was on camp staff, this was my chance. This was my shot So I went up to him at my first opportunity and asked if I could watch one. And he was so gracious and said, sure, man, I'm going tomorrow at 4. And I got a little bit confused because the nerd that I was had just got done looking through the camp schedule, which said the first workout with the kids was the next day at 3:30. Well, he clarified that with a wink and said,
4 a.m.
There's not a legitimate excuse in the world on why you can't be somewhere at 4 in the morning, especially not an excuse that Kobe Bryant is going to take. If you guys told me that the only time you had to record today was at 4 a.m., I would be here. No questions, because the opportunity is much more important to me than the one morning of getting some extra sleep. So yeah, so once Kobe said 4 a.m. and he'd already given me an invite, I'd basically committed myself to being there. There's no backing out at that point. And I figured if I was going to be there anyway, I might as well try and impress him. I might as well try and leave my mark. So I come up with the genius plan to beat him to the gym. So I set my alarm for 3 a.m. The alarm goes off, I quickly get myself together, and I hop in a taxi, and I go to the gym. And I step out of the cab. Now it's 3:30 in the morning. It is pitch black outside. And yet from the parking lot, I can see that the gym light is already on. I can even hear a ball bouncing and sneakers squeaking. He had foiled my plan to beat him to the gym. I walk in the side door, Kobe's already in a full sweat. He was going through an intense warm-up before his scheduled workout started with his trainer at 4. Now, out of professional courtesy, and just because I was thankful to be there, I didn't say anything to him, and I didn't say anything to his trainer. I just sat down to watch. And for the first 45 minutes, I was actually shocked. For the first 45 minutes, I watched the best player in the world do the most basic footwork and offensive moves. Kobe was doing stuff that I had routinely taught to middle school age players. Now, this is Kobe Bryant we're talking about. This is the Black Mamba. So he was doing everything at an unparalleled level of effort and with unparalleled focus. And he was doing everything with surgical precision. But the actual stuff he was doing was very, very basic. Now, the whole workout lasted a couple hours. When it was over, again, I didn't say anything to him. I didn't say anything to his trainer. I just quietly left. But man, my curiosity got the best of me. I had to know. So later that day at camp, I went up to him again and said, Kobe, I don't understand. You're the best player in the world. Why are you doing such basic drills? And again, he was incredibly gracious and he smiled, but he said with all seriousness, why do you think I'm the best player in the world? Because I never get bored with the basics. I never get bored with the basics. Kobe taught me a pivotal and for me a life-changing lesson that morning, and that's just because something is basic, it doesn't mean that it's easy. If it was easy, everyone else would be doing it. But as you all know, we live in a world that tells us it's okay to skip steps, that tells us it's okay to circumvent the process, that all but pushes us, especially on social media, to chase what's hot and what's flashy and what's sexy and just ignore what's basic. Just because it's basic, it doesn't mean that it's easy. And the basics work. They always have and they always will. That will never change. So the key to us improving our performance in any area of our life is identifying what those basics are, what those fundamentals are, and being relentlessly committed to performing them with consistency. And that's hard because, as you all know, the basics are usually boring. They're mundane. They're monotonous. You know, we all want to chase what's flashy and what's sexy, but the basics is where the gold is. And the highest performers I've ever been around in basketball or business have found a way to fall in love with the basics and make them a part of their daily routine.
All right. And of course, the basics are boring and the basics are challenging. And that's what we're here to talk about today. The basics. I know it may be boring, just like and that's what we're here to talk about today. Before I get into the details of the strategies and all the advanced technology innovations that was presented to us at this year's annual conference, I want to get back to the consistent basics that have existed for the last 4 years without change. There are 10 basic principles that have existed for the last 4 years that have helped six-figure advisors become seven-figure advisors consistently year over year. And every conference, I'm never surprised to see that they're the same. No matter how many advisors I interview, the same 10 basic principles seem to exist in each one of their practices to help them grow to the next level. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And then if you'd like to get into specific strategies, you can join us on Friday at our individual mastermind forum. And if you'd like to join us, you can email me at actually, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the basics, that no matter what strategy that was unveiled at this year's top of the table conference, top 1% advisors conference, Simplicity Las Vegas, Venetian, that it always goes back to 10 basic principles, 10 basic habits that every advisor has used to grow their business from a six-figure business to a seven-figure business, to explode their business, to 10x their business. It always seems to go back to the same 10 basic principles. But often we're looking for that silver bullet. And that silver bullet, surprisingly, doesn't exist. Yes, there are some very unique softwares and strategies and companies that can help you with technology and AI. But at the end of the day, every advisor that's made it to seven figures has always gone back and included the 10 basic principles that they are disciplined at doing on a regular basis. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to jump into that. And the 10 habits of seven-figure advisors that they have attributed to their success. And surprisingly, like I said before, they haven't changed. So let's get into the daily habits first. There's 4 out of 10 that are daily habits. And in total, you're talking about maybe a half hour a day. And if you can't incorporate this half hour into your day, then really you're missing a foundational building block, a cornerstone to your business that will prevent you from making it to the next level. Number 1, you need to publish one personalized, inspirational, motivational, biased, opinionated piece of education from you to your audience. Because if you can't do that, then how are you going to inspire people to get off of the path that they're on and follow you? It's not academic information. It's not some amazing piece of information that you're sharing that is going to motivate them to change. They have the internet. They're scrolling social media all day long. They're getting pieces of mail. They're watching television. They know the information that you're probably going to teach. But the person that delivers it in a way that inspires them to change behavior will be the ones who win over their business. You have to rethink your business from an academic advisor to more of a motivational advisor. You've got to inspire people to change their behavior. We all know we need to go to the gym. We need to work out more, eat less carbs. We need to budget our finances each month. But why is it that 90% of America does not do it? Because we're not inspired, we're not motivated, and we procrastinate. If you can figure out how to get in front of people and to inspire them, motivate them, get them to change their behavior, you will win their business. As long as it's combined with a great, genuine strategy. 2, engage with 10 prospects per day. It doesn't matter whether it's a direct message, a comment on a social post, SMS, email message, phone call. Just connect individually. genuinely, show genuine interest. That's not bulk email, bulk mail, bulk this, spam, that. Take time to connect with people, to send 10 comments or 10 DMs. You could do that in under 15 minutes. Call and with digital media today, you could do it at any time of the day because you can send direct messages in social media anytime at night because they'll just check them the next morning. Call 10 prospects per day. That's easy. 99% of most phone messages are going to go to voicemail. So just leave a genuine voicemail to encourage someone. It doesn't matter whether you're wishing them happy birthday, job change, expressing interest in their business. The habit of connecting with 10 prospects per day is going to open doors and windows and create opportunities on a daily basis. Now, it's the habit that creates the opportunity. And it is that exact habit where you'll begin to see particular relationships that lead to opportunities that will lead to enormous sales. You won't be able to measure that in a one-to-one, oh, I made 10 phone calls and yeah, I scheduled 3 appointments and 1 became a sale. It doesn't work like that. It's a nurturing habit that creates business for you. And then 4, meet 1 client per day. And that's that face-to-face, putting in the time that most people don't. And your client is your most valuable resource. Not only will you keep them doing business with you, they may do additional business with you. They may refer a friend, a family member. They may inherit money. They may switch jobs and have a 401k they need to roll over. Investing into your clients could not be more valuable. And I would make sure that at least 1 client, whether you meet with them on Zoom, phone, in person, doesn't matter. Nothing could be more important than spending 1 meeting a day with a client. All right. And so we're talking about weekly habits. The daily habits, you could do it in under an hour. Weekly habits, 20 to 4 social media connections per week. And so it doesn't matter what social media. I don't care if it's new text messages, new phone numbers, 20 new business cards from a Chamber of Commerce meeting or Kiwanis Club or the golf course, just 20 new connections of any type from any platform, whatever you prefer, but growing your platform by 20 new connections every single week. And that's minimum. Most people are doing it by the hundreds. So 20 is on the very bottom end of the scale. Number 6, create 1 blog article or guide per week. And again, this goes back to you being the motivational speaker, the person who inspires people to change their behavior. They have to hear from you. They have to hear your personal perspective on why they should change. You've got to give them a big enough reason, and you have to help them believe that you're the right one to help guide them from the path they're on today to the path where it's going to change their life. And you have to help them believe that that's true. And the only way that you can do that is by persuading them. And you only can do that if you're creating your own content where you persuade them with your own opinion. So that is either creating a blog or a guide that they can read. And then 7, create an educational video, 1 per week. I don't care if it's a 60-second video reel. Sit in your car before you drive to work, hold your phone up, talk to the camera, and talk to them as if you're talking to your best friend and convincing them why they need to change the path they're on to the path that you think would change their life, their retirement, their legacy, and speak into the camera and inspire them. And you'll find that if you do that on a consistent basis, you'll begin persuading people to change their behavior. Okay, so now we're talking about monthly habits. Monthly habits, this should be easy once a month. 1 live event per month. Live events can be anything from trade shows, workshops, any stage you can win whatsoever. So it doesn't even have to be a stage that you talk about finance. There's all kinds of opportunities. We're going to talk about that on Friday on how to win stages. You just want to get in front of people and inspire them on any topic whatsoever. Because if they start following you on any subject matter, they'll listen to you about whatever else it is that you have to say or inspire them upon. So whether you are passionate about homeschooling, for me, veterans, military veterans, whether it is the elderly, whether it is homeschool families, find something you're passionate about and become a guest speaker. Inspire people and motivate them. Become a change maker. Change people's lives, and they'll follow you anywhere, even into the financial education space. They just need to know people want someone bold to follow. So be bold. And they need to see that in a live event, because it's much harder to do that in a digital event than it is in a live event, because you can read your audience. You can see who's connecting, who's inspired, who's not. You can see who's paying attention, who's not. In addition to that, you can do your virtual. I encourage you also to do a virtual event, at least one per month. And that virtual event is important because it reaches a broader audience. So it may not have the same impact. It may be a stepping stone to the live event, but you're going to reach a broader audience. And because you can reach a broader audience, you also can put it on demand. That virtual event becomes just as important as the live event. And then finally, hosting a client appreciation event. I think this is one of the most overlooked, most powerful, most important, and very highlighted in this last week's Simplicity event at the Venetian in Las Vegas. It was talking about investing back into your best clients. Take your best clients and treat them to the most memorable experience that you can create for them possible. Whether it's a evening cruise on a boat, it doesn't need to be ultra expensive. Just take your top 6 clients. And you can rent an electric boat in a harbor for $400. A couple bottles of champagne, you're maybe $1,000. The best investment you'll ever make, and you'll probably get the highest return on investment of any other marketing dollars you ever spend. Not only through referrals, but existing clients, they end up switching jobs, needing to roll over 401ks, they inherit money. There's all kinds of reasons. They turn 59, they may be eligible to a 401k they didn't have access to 3 years ago. You just never know, but if you stay connected to your best clients, the best advertising dollar you can spend is investing into treating your best clients as absolute premier platinum, roll out the red carpet and create memorable experiences that they are going to want to share with their friends. Hey, my financial advisor took us wine tasting. My financial advisor took us on a harbor cruise. I mean, whatever it is, create memorable events, and you will be memorable and you will be remarkable, where they will remark about you to all of their friends and family. We want to ask for referrals, but if we haven't given them a reason for us to be remarkable, why do we think that they would want to share about who we are and what we do if we are not providing some sort of memorable and remarkable service and experience? And experience is important, more important now than ever before, especially coming out of the post-pandemic. So that is the 10 basics. I think is absolutely critical for all of us to always remind ourselves of the basics. Sometimes we lose track. We feel lost because we don't have a marketing event. We don't see people at the top of the funnel. We're on that up and down roller coaster. And sometimes we can start to doubt ourselves in this business. And what I'm trying to encourage you is that if you can stay inspired, if you can stay motivated, then you can inspire and motivate the people around you through individual daily habits that will inspire and motivate prospects around you to want to follow you into becoming a client and changing their lives in more than just a financial way, because you're giving them freedom to live the life that they dream of and they fear that they may not have. But you have to help motivate them to believe it's possible. You have to live and lead by example. So hopefully this inspires you. And then if you need specific strategies to add on top of the 10 basics, then join us on Friday. If you want to reach out to me for a private invite, if you're not already a part of the Advisor Marketing Hub, you can email me at rob@advisormarketinghub.com. I'll make sure that you're included on our private mastermind forum on Friday, where I go over all of the specific strategies, technology, resources, tools that we learned last week in Las Vegas from all of the best advisors. But most importantly, if you're not doing the 10 things we just discussed, the rest doesn't matter. So I encourage you to really lean in. I will even send you, if you email me, rob@Advisor Marketing Hub, I'll send you a one-page sheet summarizing all 10 of those daily habits so you can print it out and post it on your wall. And I think that that's probably a bigger takeaway than any secret I could share with you from the conference last week. But I hope you lean in. I hope you use that as an encouragement and inspiration. I look forward to seeing as many of you as possible Friday, 8 a.m.